the Monastery of the Sun, also known as the Holy Mountain of Beauty. My Sun Sanctuary, built in 500 AD, is located in Meishan village, central Vietnam, 40 kilometers from Hoi An. The area was the heart of the Hindu Champa Kingdom, which ruled South Central Vietnam for 14 centuries. At the same time, the Monastery of the Sun is considered a sacred place because as many as 70 temples once stood there. Archaeologists discovered this site more than 100 years ago. However, in the following 80 years, the historic site was ravaged by war and no protection measures were implemented. The Monastery of the Sun is an extraordinary place of cultural exchange through which Hindu structures from the Indian subcontinent were introduced to Southeast Asia. From the 3rd century to the 12th century AD, the Monastery of the Sun was the ruling center of the Kingdom of Champa, and it contains the oldest and the largest surviving complex of the Kingdom of Champa. The ancient Champa capital was built 1,500 years ago, and excavations at the site suggest that the dead king was buried there as early as the 4th century AD. From the 4th to the 13th centuries, more than 70 temples were built in the valley, making the sun the holy site of the kingdom. Abandoned at the end of the 13th century, the Monastery of the Sun has survived unharmed. In 1999, the Monastery of the Sun was approved by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee as a cultural heritage on the World Heritage List. Evaluation by the World Heritage Committee between the 4th and 13th centuries AD, a distinct culture developed in what is now the border area of Vietnam, with its religious origin being Hinduism. This is vividly illustrated by the series of temples and halls preserved by the Kingdom of Champa, when it served as its religious and political capital. From the 3rd century to the 12th century, Meishan was the ruling center of the Champa Kingdom, and it is the oldest and the largest building complex of the Champa Kingdom in existence. In the 1st century, the dead king was buried here. The first wooden structure of the temple was built in the later 4th century AD, and it was destroyed in 200 years later. During the renovation, a large number of more durable building materials were used. Each prosperous generation of the Champa dynasty built new temples or restored old ones. From the 4th to the 13th centuries, more than 70 temples were built, making Mountain May a scared place in the kingdom. After being abandoned at the end of the 13th century, the beauty mountain Xuan has survived unharmed. This site was discovered by archaeologists more than 100 years ago. Restoration work began in 1937. However, only 20 of the 70 temples and pagodas that were burned by U.S. forces during the Vietnam War in 1969 survived. 3 ancient kingdoms of Southeast Asia, Champa State, ancient name in today's South Central Vietnam. In Sanskrit, it means the city built by the Cham people, the Champa dynasty, together with the Jinla Kingdom, which built Angkor Wat in Cambodia, and the Juling Kingdom, which built Borobudur Pagoda in Java, was called the 3 ancient kingdoms of Southeast Asia. In the culture and economic history of East Asia, Southeast Asia, and even Asia and the world, the Champa Kingdom once occupied an extremely important historic position. The state of Champa began in the north at what is now the Hengshan Pass in Ha Tinh Province, Vietnam, and in the south at the Pan Lang and Pan Li areas in Binh Thuan Province. The kings were Indra Busra, now buckwheat. Ancient Chinese books called it Xiang Ling Yi, abbreviated as Ling Yi, from the second half of the 8th century to the end of Tang Dynasty, renamed the Ring Kingdom. The 5 dynasties are also called Zhan City, according to the national inscriptions locally. It has always been called Champa. The country was founded by occupiers. The Chan languages belong to the Malayo-Polynesian family. Chan is heavily influenced by Indian culture, using the South India script from India to Brahmanism and Buddhism. Now the Chan people believe in Islam, worship Shiva and Vishnu and other gods using the caste system. The introduction of construction, weapon manufacturing, and production technology from China promoted the development of production. Exotic foreign bodies such as ivory, rhinoceros horn, and ebony are produced in Zhanren area. When China connects Southeast Asia, West Asia, and other parts of the sea route engaged in China and Southeast Asia, India, West Asia Sea transit trade. Very profitable. Occupied people are Fais. Sea fire. Champa Putra was originally Xiangling County of Hunan County in the Han Dynasty of China. In 192, Ming Kui, also known as Da or Lian, also known as Seri Moro, the son of the Gong Cao of Xiangling County, killed the county magistrate, took the title of king, and founded the occupied city. The king has all the power. The Seri Moros and their successors sought to expand northward and fought frequent wars with the Chinese dynasties ruling northern Vietnam, but they also paid tribute and traded with China from time to time from the 10th to the 13th centuries. Changchun became the main object of expansion by the feudal rulers of Vietnam. In 1402, the Vietnamese captured 2 prefectures of Trang Dong and Gu Lei in Changchun, pushing the territory of Vietnam to the present-day Quang Nam and Quảng Yi region. In 1471, Emperor Le Shenzong of the later Li dynasty personally invaded Chamseom, captured the capital, captured Cham Wang, Cha Chuan, set up Chuan Nam Road, and expanded the territory of Vietnam to Chiu Hong. In 1693, Yuan Youjin as a large invasion and captured the king and his royal ministers. In 1697, occupied power was destroyed. So much for today. Thank you so much. Have a good day. See you next time.